Hello everybody, welcome again with another message. So I did a bit of scrying before I started, and just for a couple of seconds or maybe around a minute, couple of things that came out were mainstream, how a river flows amidst mountains. It's like the river keeps flowing even though the mountain feels big around the river. So there's one option, mainstream or river flowing in the. I'll just give you some scenarios, and this is going to be a pick a card reading, right? Whichever of these scenarios you resonate the most with, like just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine yourself in these situations. Which one ever resonates the most with you, that's the card that is most drawn. That might be the pile that you might want to check for sure. You feel free to also check the other piles. You may have message or messages in this pick a card. Okay, so the first one is the river gently flowing somewhere in between the mountains. It's like huge mountains, slopy mountains, different heights here and there in the garden. It feels like a very hill station like place, but what is really standing out is how the water keeps flowing very gently, the stream of river flowing, and I immediately heard mainstream. So if that resonates for you, then that will be pile number one. What I'll do is, as we describe the situation or as I explain to you what came through while I scry, I'm going to pick the cards for you so we know what Spirit is wanting us to build with. I heard building blocks. That could also be one of the piles. You never know. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and pick mainstream or the stream of water flowing, river, stream, hill station, mainstream, even computers. Is that mainstream? I don't know what it's called. River flowing, mainstream, gently amidst mountains. So that will be your card number one. I'm also not seeing, but this is card number one. I think I got a bit of an idea what that is. Okay, so that's for pile number one. Pile number two, I heard a ship whose anchor has just neatly been tied and put within the ship. So you're standing somewhere around the beach or maybe a little away from the shore, where you see that there's a ship that is sailing right in the middle of the sea. But for some reason, what you see is really how the anchor may have been neatly tied or maybe hung around the ship. I wouldn't know, but it feels like the anchor has been placed inside the ship. So the metaphor here is also that this could be a pile. This could be a pile for some messages around how an anchor has just been released. It's no longer hooked onto a deck. There's a feeling of surrender. There's a feeling of no longer yearning for a safety, or maybe really feeling safe within oneself and just happy to go in the middle of the water. Someone who may have started swimming recently, if you've just started swimming or learned swimming, all these are hints for pile 2. So let's pick the card for pile 2. This is for pile 2. I'm just going to keep it flipped for now, and then while we talk messages, I'll also timestamp them so you can refer to just the pile that you feel called to, or all of them, or in the same order, or however you feel. Yeah. Okay, the last thing that came out was a hammer. It was more like a wooden hammer. It was really something like the nail head hammer. How do you call that? A hammerhead. What is that called? So something that really pushes the nail further down. It's almost like really putting the nail on the coffin, like something like that. So that's the instrument that is used to do that. It feels like a wooden hammerhead something. Yeah. So if that is something, it could also mark that final ending of some situations where you just like really nailed the coffin. There's no way that something can reopen, right? I mean, it's a permanent ending. It's a feeling like it could be the ending of a bad cycle, or I'm not really getting anything around people, so let me also say that. Please take messages only as they resonate. I'm not going to give you anything that is new. Whatever you feel aligned to is what you're meant to hear, and if there's nothing that really stands out, then don't force yourself into the message. Okay? Alright, so a hammerhead. I'm just going to call it the hammerhead. What's the card for anyone who chooses pile 3 or anyone who resonates with this situation of a hammerhead? Just nailing the last nail on the coffin, just using the hammer to like and then close the coffin, right? That is for pile 3, pale. Okay. Alright. So that's 3 piles that we have. Okay. Okay. Please take a moment to just quiet yourself and just take a deep breath. Don't think too much and just feel it out, whether it's pile 1, pile 2 or pile 3. Alright, let's get into the messages. We'll start with pile 1. I'll keep pile 2 and pile 3 separately for now. Pile 1, what do you have? What's your message? I felt so. It is the yin. It's the gentle river stream that flows amidst obstacles. Like really, the obstacles don't matter. The obstacles are meant to always be there because you need the mountains, because only then the flow of the river also gets glorified. What is about glorification? I don't want to glorify anyone. Let's not make this a personal glorification agenda now. Okay, just kidding there. Okay, so that's about the yin. So there's a lot of feminineness, there's divine feminine, self-love, self-care, really a cauldron, divine feminine. Also feeling like the Ace of Cups, but there's a little bit of water and I don't know if it's steam. I don't feel like. It may look like a steam or a fountain. What is exactly this? This feels like it's overflowing a bit. It's also card number 2. I'll pull the tarot for this pile, and then let's take a look at the card, the book as well, for what the yin says, yin card says, and how the tarot is spilling us some details. Oh, that's a huge pile that just fell down. 8 of Cups in the reverse, and then I saw the 9 of Cups at the bottom with the King of Pentacles peeking. There's somebody peeking at like how you are coming back to a happier version of yourself. That's about the divine feminine there. Okay, so what is the message? What are we going to do here? It's not a free flow reading. I feel it's going to be some context. So this is about what's the situation that is maybe with respect to the mountains. What could be the mountains that you're encountering in your life now? How is your flow being disrupted? At least that's what you feel. How do you perceive your flow to be disrupted because of it? What does the spirit want to tell you about the flow? How easily are you able to flow amidst your obstacles? What do you not see about this situation? I don't know why I have to talk about that. Maybe there's something that you're not seeing. Okay, so how can you flow with what information you have, and is there any additional information that can help you with the flow? Okay, that's the other one. Lastly, if you follow the advice, which is a combination of both those two that we just spoke about, then what is the probable outcome, right? So that's going to be 5 tarot cards. Okay, I'm just feeling like don't stop, like keep flowing. That's what it feels like. Okay, so should I flip them up or flip them down? I feel I have to flip them down because we need to read the yin card first. So this is What are the possible mountains for now? How do you perceive these mountains to be stopping your flow? How does the spirit advise you to continue to keep flowing with the information at hand right now? Is there any new information that can help you with really flowing yourself forward? Lastly, when you take into account these two advice, what is the outcome likely? Yeah, let's not mix with pile 2. Five of Cups is at the bottom. That is really not being able to flow. Because you're grieving, right? You need to. I mean, why wouldn't you? So I'm not going to say keep flowing, like move from the 5 to 6. No, you really grieve. There is grief. Grief happens in life because we all are humans, right? So you need time to really grieve and mourn. The more you take the time to really feel it and come out of it, you will know when it's time, right? You will know when it's time. All right, yin. What's the card here? Why do we have the yin for pile number 1? The feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues. Interesting. The art of conscious allowing. Ah, that's beautiful. Okay, this is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Interesting. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you will see how quickly your dreams manifest. From the relationship front, this could be something about really letting others take the lead and be the divine feminine that you are. Prosperity is to allow others to show you the way forward. Collaborate and offer your ideas rather than dictating what must happen. Let others come to you. Protection message. Do you have trouble receiving? I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you have trouble receiving? You stop the flow of abundance when you continually insist upon being the giver. You can't always lead, always give, always teach. You must be the student, the open vessel, and the one who receives the gift. Open up and let love, life, abundance, and spirit fill you without demand or expectation. Just receive the bounty that is yours. So you see numerous synchronicities around the flow of abundance, and how your flow is probably being disrupted a little bit because you're not trusting in what you receive, or you're not trusting enough to receive anything at the moment. You feel like you need to keep giving. If that's you, if you're here till now, this is you. I mean, take it as it resonates. It may or may not be everyone's. There's quite a few of you, so I'm just going to give the messages that I feel like sharing. Yeah. All right, now let's go ahead and take a peek at the tarot. 2 of Cups, the mountain, 2 of Cups. Reciprocity, the flow, the give and receive, being able to ebb and flow with life. Sometimes the 2 of Cups is really allowing yourself to feel safe enough to flow or ebb accordingly, right? Many a times this 2 of Cups is referred to people outside of us, especially given the picture over here, the masculine and feminine. Given that we have the yin card as your oracle, the wisdom of the oracle, this could pretty much be your masculine and feminine side. Have you forgotten your feminine side? Have you forgotten to receive? Is it because there's a masculine energy outside of you as an obstacle, or is it your own masculine energy that could be an obstacle here? Yeah, but you for sure are perceiving something as an obstacle, right? How is this, how do you perceive this obstacle to be stopping your flow? The Justice in the reverse. you feel like there's a little bit of an unfairness. You're not able to digest. Now this reading turned to be a little more critical. You feel like the justice has not been served. Maybe you've been wronged in some way, and the universe is really not punishing the other ones who may have wronged you. Your feminine self is kind of here questioning the universe, I must say. You're questioning the spirit. Why has justice not been served yet? Why do I feel like I was wronged and it was okay? Why do I feel that this injustice is valid? I mean, is being validated instead of corrected, right? So that's how this feeling of yours is exactly how your flow is being stopped. So you're really questioning the spirit. You're starting to doubt. You're starting to lose trust somewhere. In the law of consequences, I heard. In the cause and effect of the universal laws. Interesting. That's big. Okay, so what does this? Oh, so that's why there's some information that you don't have, which is why there's another card. Wow, interesting how this is coming together, eh? Okay, so with the information that you have at hand, how can you continue your flow? What does the spirit have for that? King of Pentacles. Stay grounded, stay calm, keep moving towards your prosperity. Whatever the abundance is that you wish to create, you probably are already there. You're already reaching your destination. Maybe you have already reached. You are pretty contented with whatever you wished to have, and you have it all, right? There's a wolf here next to the King of Pentacles. The wolves have been really loud for me for a couple of days now. I mean, just a day or two. Okay, so with the information you have at hand, you're asked to simply sit on your stability. Like whatever you have, whatever you earned, you've really earned it the hard way. You've earned it the right way. The King of Pentacles is also somebody who is very diligent, right? He very rarely takes shortcuts. That's why he's the King of Pentacles. So that's where rest on your laurels, whether it is a course, whether it is the money that you have accumulated, whether it is the abundance in the form of people, resources, time, energy, effort, whatever it is. Just claim it, just earn it, as in you've earned it. Just claim it and just sit back. That's the spirit. That's how your flow you will continue to flow. It's almost like take a step back from what's not important to you and simply sit on what's important to you. You could have other people throwing some stones at your stability, but you don't really need to bother about it. Also, this magic dust around this pentacle kind of tells me that this could be something that you're creating. Maybe you have created, or you're not able to see it because it's your own magic. You don't trust your own magic. It could be anything here, right? But there is magic dust around this pentacle here. What additional information is it that you need so you're able to continue your flow? So if you're not seeing that you're already the King of Pentacles, if you're not able to feel secure, stable, and contented with what you have yet, what's the additional information that you need? So this could be tied to the justice in the reverse, right? Nine of Cups. This is someone who has claimed their emotional integrity. You see how the obstacle is Two of Cups, but the additional information you need is Nine of Cups. So this means even though you're You're bothered about something outside of you when you have everything you need within yourself. That's what the divine feminine is all about, right? She doesn't need anybody to come and tell her she's beautiful, but she would love to hear a compliment. She doesn't need anyone to come and tell her she's smart, but she would love a bit of a praise, right? She doesn't shy away from receiving anything, but that doesn't mean she needs those validations or those appreciations or whatever. So that's the extra information that you need. You already have all you need within you, and I have a feeling as we speak this, you are coming into that sense, because I have a feeling that it's the more difficult ways of validating a person that you already have within yourself. A person can be told, hey, wow, you have a beautiful house, right? But a person who doesn't need that is a King of Pentacles. But rather a person who may need to hear that you're probably one of the kindest that I've ever met. Now those kind of validations, they go a long way, because we don't have a lot of people being that way or willing to acknowledge another that way, especially, right? It's a very competitive world. People don't like to appreciate another's kindness. So if you are someone who gets who yearns for that level of kindness and reciprocity, given that the Two of Cups is the obstacle, what the Spirit is telling you is you already know, you already have it within you, right? So you are the King of Pentacles. So just sit on a happy house. If you have a good car, enjoy the car, drive the car, go on a trip. You have a house, enjoy the house, enjoy your food, enjoy your cooking, whatever you do, whatever you have, wherever you belong, simply be there and enjoy the moment. If you follow this advice of really not needing another to validate your kindness, which I'm going to tell you is a lot difficult. If you're someone who creates your own magic, you're not going to meet a lot of people who meet you in the eye, if you know what I mean, right? Outcome, if you follow the advice, Four of Pentacles in the reverse. That is really the flow. Four of Pentacles is holding on to all that you have for dear life. In the reverse is gratitude, is allowing things to really flow. There's no holding on to anything, because the natural state of each one of us is flow itself. Yeah. When you need to ebb, you will automatically ebb. You don't need to be told to ebb. You will know, your body will know, your mind will know, your soul knows, right? So if you follow this advice, you will flow. That's your outcome. There's so much of flow and femininity in this reading. I must say it was so beautiful to read for you. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. I love you. Be gentle with yourself. Take care. See you soon. Okay. All right. Pile 2. Just shuffle the cards. Okay. Pile 2. Let's see what is the card that Spirit chose for you. Soulmates. So much of love today. Sorry. Soulmates. Interesting. So this was about the ship and the anchor. Interesting how there's a key, because the key also came up. The key and the lock. Oh wow. Beautiful. Okay, alright. So how are we spreading the message for you? Pile 2. It's about soulmates. Is it about a soulmate situation, or is it about a person whom you wonder whether could be a soulmate? What is the tarot telling us? Let's see what is the message around soulmates for you. Okay, we'll see. Let's do who is the other, right? Let's see you. Who is the person outside of you? I'm just going to really take it as 2 people here, because the soulmates is pretty clear that it is about 2 people, right? So it's who are you? Who is this person outside of you? How are you two connected? What does Spirit want to really highlight about this connection to you? How do you let's talk about your connection, right? We'll just get one or two around the Spirit's advice, because I feel I have to acknowledge something that you may want to hear, right? So let's see who you are. Who is this person outside of you? How do you perceive them? What do you not know about them? What do they don't know about you? What's the Spirit highlighting to you about this connection, and what is the advice for you with respect to this connection? What's the outcome if you choose to follow the advice? All right, let's go. Okay, who you are. Seven of Pentacles. Maybe you've invested a lot. You're waiting to see some kind of result, something to come to fruition. Who is this person around you? Ten of Wands. They have reached their peak of weight. They've reached their threshold, but they are in the Wands, so they're probably bogged down with whatever their life is about. They feel they carry too much. How do you perceive this other person? Page of Cups in the reverse. Someone who refuses to communicate or open their heart space at all. Someone maybe who's not interested. You feel like they are closed off. They don't really care. Or maybe they're not coming up with an apology. That could be the real self. Yeah, okay. What do you not know about the other? Eight of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Wands in the reverse. Oh, that's a lot of... Eight of Wands in the reverse is stuck, not lack of movement. Seven of Wands in the reverse is lack of boundaries, like really not able to defend. No movement, not able to defend. So they're not able to defend. They're not able to... From the Eight of Wands in the reverse, they've gone to the Seven of Wands in the reverse. The stuckness is exposing something for them. They feel exposed. You never know. Maybe something is getting exposed to them. Chariot popped up. I had to take a bit of a break, sorry. Okay, so what you don't know about them is they're going from the Eight of Wands in the reverse to Seven of Wands in the reverse. Maybe where they anticipated movement, they were kind of completely halted, and now they are given an opportunity to really lower their boundaries, you know. The Seven of Wands, maybe they previously may have been very defensive, or maybe they really were fighting the relationship in any way. I'm not too sure. Possible, yeah, because Page of Cups in the reverse is just someone who is closed off emotionally, right? I mean, or maybe they were very... It's also a bit of a tantrum thrower. It's someone like who needs you to be behind them always, who just will never take the first step, right? That possibly is going to change. That's what you don't know about them. But I don't know if it's still Cups, right? Because they're probably just learning to drop their defenses. They cannot be this defensive in the relationship, is what they are maybe taught. Is that the lesson? But it's all very energetic, right? It's all very... It's really what they are learning still. Okay, what they don't know about you. Okay, what they don't know about you. King of Wands in the reverse. Are you the King of Wands in the reverse? Hang on, is the deck? So the deck is not reversed. Maybe their defenses threw you off. Did you become the tyrant that they never knew you were? I don't know, because I feel like maybe you really had to put your foot down against their defenses, and that made you come across quite a bit of a tyrant. King of Wands in the reverse is no fun, right? He doesn't really consider anybody else. It's just his way. There's no even highway. It's just his way. So maybe that's what they don't know about you. Or it's possible that you are dropping your King of Wands in the reverse. You're also dropping your tyrannical ways, right? I don't know, but it's the 10 of Cups in the reverse at the bottom. So yeah, I think this person really turned you into someone that you never knew you had those qualities in you. Maybe it's also possible that you, so this is like what they don't know about you, right? So maybe you also have some King of Wands qualities within you, right? Now that you've had the opportunity to be in the reverse, maybe it's also an opportunity for you to exercise your actual leadership skills. You see what I mean? Maybe in this relationship, this person brought out the worst in you, but I feel that you are somebody who is, because you see, you have the 7 of Pentacles, right? So you do have some level of grounding and investment already. So you have a potential to be the leader that you actually are. You actually can be, could be, you know? You see the Hermit popped out. There it is. So that's exactly what you're thinking. Okay. So maybe you also have been contemplating this, you know, like, why did I really turn into this person that was so difficult to be? King of Wands in the reverse, right? He's not only someone to be difficult around, he himself has difficulties being himself for a sustained period of time. You know what I mean? Unless the person is like extremely self-absorbed and really like a high spectrum of all those, you know, self-absorbedness. I'm not going to use any clinical terms here from this reading. For some reason I want to keep it really very organic and natural. So it's possible that, you know, you are really contemplating that whatever you saw had some really nasty ways to yourself, which means you could use the same qualities in a very positive way. That's good. Interesting. So that's what they don't know about you, right? So they don't know about you. Okay. I'm also tempted to compare. It's like they're going from the 8 of Wands in the reverse to the 7 of Wands in the reverse, but you're already the King of Wands, who was in the reverse for a period of time but can be upright now, right? Okay, so what is the advice that the Spirit wants to, what is the advice that your guides want to really show you? For some reason, maybe it's something that you haven't seen, or it's something that you want to know. What's the advice that the Spirit has for you with respect to this relationship? Yeah, this could be within the relationship, outside, or however it applies. Please take it. Okay. What's the advice? Hermit and Knight of Swords. This is someone who is taking quick action on the wisdom that they've just acquired. You know, you see, that's what I really felt. The King of Wands in the reverse, right? Now that the Hermit is in the picture, the Hermit knows how to be the King of Wands upright. I'm going to say this again. If you've got leadership qualities that couldn't be used properly in a situation, the moment Hermit is out, Hermit has now showed you how these leadership qualities can be used positively, whether in this situation or outside of this situation. Now, the Knight of Swords here kind of tells me that you want to take fast movement, like you want to really move quickly, like keep moving from this place of awareness of these qualities within you. This could be really acting swiftly to move out I'm going to say it out as it is, whatever it's coming. Maybe it's really quickly moving out of this whole situation so that you don't have to deal with this, because this person's a lot to deal with it. Let me already say, this person's a lot to deal with it. The best way in this situation is going to be for you to stop dealing with them in any way. Or maybe don't exercise your individual abilities into, don't invest in this relationship. That's what I mean. This is someone who may have been waiting for this is you. If you were waiting for something to come to fruition, don't wait. Really move. Whether it is towards a job, whether it is towards a whatever fulfills you, right? Eventually you are moving away from it, is what it feels like. Because this Knight of Swords is really moving away, but he is taking with him all these lessons that he has learned. Very likely it's around his leadership qualities, which may have not been used, or which couldn't have been used in their best ways in this situation. Let's put it that way. Can I get one more to see where this Knight of Swords wants to, as in that's your advice, right? So it's partially going to be different for everybody. You may not necessarily move towards another relationship or a job or a business. Not yet necessarily. Knight of Swords is also very energetic, right? It's still not but let's see, where are you moving towards? This is the best card that could come out. This is you who is really translating this energetic movement within yourself to actual movement in your world. You see where you have gone. Where were you? You started off in the Seven of Pentacles, and the Spirit says you now have all the resources that you need. It's not necessarily the resources, because I feel you are the one who is creating the resources, but you already have all the information, all the tools, all the knowledge you need to keep moving forward. You don't even have to wait. There's nothing to wait, because you always had it. The Seven of Pentacles plus 5 is the 12, right? 8, 9, 10, page 9. Yes, that's right. So maybe walking away from the situation, like really take you out of this situation, and that is when you will actually be able to make progress. This is a very tough message, but I'm trying to convey it in the best of positive ways I can, most positive ways I can. Do take it for the positivity that it is coming out as. I'm happy to. I just want to hide this Knight of Swords and put the Knight of Pentacles on top, right? So in this reading, we're right now transmuting all that energy into beginning to invest, or continuing to invest in whatever you began quite a while ago, right? So you've always been somebody very resourceful. Maybe this person really took away your time, energy and effort, right? King of Wands in the reverse, like what business does he even have? I mean, he's just going to be tyrannical. There's nothing good that comes out of in this situation. For the both, it doesn't benefit, right? So maybe really excluding you away from the situation, taking yourself out of it, is going to allow you to move forward. So good luck with that. I'm happy that's your advice, and I'm really happy that we transmuted it as we spoke about it. I believe so. All right, and what's the advice? What's the outcome if you follow the advice? Let's see what the Knight of Pentacles is creating, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know, as in what's the outcome? Could be anything, right? What I also feel like I should tell you is this relationship was primarily meant to unlock you. This person probably was the key to your lock. Whatever was locked in you was these leadership capabilities. Maybe all those have got unlocked right now. Okay. All right. What is the outcome, Spirit? If you follow the advice, if you allow yourself to keep moving on your journey forward without letting this person disturb you anymore, what's the outcome? Sorry. Excuse me. Could I have made this up? There's no way I could make it up, right? You saw me shuffling and pulling the cards. So if you follow this advice, the Knight, you're already the King of Pentacles. You will move towards the King of Pentacles, or you will know that you're already a King of Pentacles. So this is your way to go towards stability and growth. That is fantastic, I must say. Amidst the disturbances and however this person's tantrums may be throwing you off, if you can disconnect from it and if you keep going, you're already on the path, you're already on the journey, right? So you will see you for the stability you are. You're not the one who brings stability and security. You are the stability and security. That is just fantastic. Anything else that we want pile 2 to know? Maybe a message of love, because I feel this might leave you a little bit hurt because you're walking away from a soulmate, right? It's not easy. Any messages of love from the universe for you? I feel you need a warm big hug. Let this message be the big hug that you need. 9 of Swords in the reverse. Don't worry, it's okay. Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. You're moving towards better stuff. It's okay, don't worry. Don't worry. 9 of Swords in the reverse. 5 of Swords in the reverse. You're really walking away from so much of mental trauma and conflict that this person may have put you through. Ace of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is something that you may not really have to work too much on, because it's an ace. It's already the King of Pentacles, right? So it's not going to be a very... You're moving towards easier times. You're moving towards things that are that feel easy, that are easy. You just want to know that you want to be easy. Like, take it easy. Take a chill pill, my dear. I hope this message served. I really love this message. What I really want to emphasize is, after reading this person's energy, right, like what you don't know about them, I had to take a really long break. And I'm not going to lie, I actually slept for a couple of hours. So maybe you, my child, okay, why not? Maybe you, my dear, also might need a couple of hours of sleep. Like, just make sure you keep yourself so light and busy and fun and joyful. Your energy, let it keep flowing. It's going to be very difficult with this person. Let me say that again. I see you, like, I hear you, I validate your feelings. I think it's only natural to feel so overwhelmed around this person, this individual. But after this couple of hours of sleep, I can see how it allowed me to really read through properly, right? There were so many disturbances, there were so many it really wasn't, I wasn't able to clearly concentrate on anything, right? But that's how it works. Maybe that's how it's meant to work, because eventually you will figure it out that you've always had it, you've always been the one to keep it together. Okay, I love you. I hope this message served. Do take care of yourself. Please be gentle with yourself. Until I see you next time, take care. Bye-bye. Namaste. Alright, we're off to the next pile. It's the Lover's 6 of Swords. That's difficult, hey? That's difficult. Moving away from a soulmate is difficult. Okay. Alright. Let me also just move myself away from this energy altogether. We'll leave that in the reverse. No, that's okay. Okay, so that's pile 2. On to pile 3. Let's see what your card is, pile 3. It's the Fates. You may be someone who is coming out of a situation from pile 2. You could have checked pile 2. I feel like this is someone who is walking into pile 3 from pile 2. May or may not be, take it as it resonates, but this is really someone who is walking towards their destiny. And generally, so many stars and magic unlocks only after quite some struggle. It doesn't really happen right away, right? Okay, let's see what the fates have for you. Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. See, you may be walking away from something really that was meaningful. Maybe that is meaningful, but you have to walk away because you're walking towards whatever is yours, right? The serenity prayer sums up the meaning. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's beautiful. Your experiences may be fated, preordained by Spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand yet. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. Relationship message. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in the situation is perfect from the perspective of the Spirit? Love unconditionally for each of us is on our own journey and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated and you're meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. Okay, so there's two versions to this message. If you're someone who's coming out of a difficult relationship, then the clear message is for you to open up to whatever this relationship taught you. You're not going to be able to open up in a day, so I'm not going to be that person to really whip you with those kind of messages. But what I want to say is, you are where you are and you are exactly where you need to be, whether it is with this person or without this person, because what you have is the fates. You don't have too much of control over this, so you can either surrender or you can control the things that you can control, right? Your job, your career choice, the choices that you make, the way you care for yourself, the way you dress, the way you talk. There are things that are in our control. So this card is really calling you to attend to the smaller details of whatever means a lot to you. Maybe that could be changing too, I don't know, but there's a bit of a shift in this reading. Anyone who has chosen pile 3, you could be in the middle of a very major shift, right? The prosperity message, on the other hand, is really about maybe take this risk. Now take it as it resonates. If there's something that you're not able to make sense of, like should I do this, should I not, but this seems good, this feels all right, or I don't know how this is something that you might be curious to explore, but you just don't know how it will turn out, right? It could be a business opportunity, it could be an online channel, a YouTube channel, something that you've been working on, but you just don't know where this is going, Keep trusting it, because there's something that you don't know here, and that's exactly why you should trust it. Protection message: life will only get better when you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change. Serenity will come to you, right? Okay, so this particular pile has a lot of messages around what is within your control and what is not. The moment I said what is within your control, what actually came is a new start in how something has been disturbing your work. Maybe there's been a lot of conflict around your work, around your learning, around your time. Maybe people have really been on your ears, like do this, do that, don't do this, do that. Someone has been really trying to pull you out of your focus. But what you can or cannot change also has something to do with an Ace of Pentacles. And the moment I said what you can change, this Ace came. So you're getting an opportunity that is going to allow you to shift So this is this opportunity. Okay, so this message is really going to be about this ace. Now that is something that you can change, but the way it came out is, what I feel is, you're really given an opportunity that you can benefit from, to move out of this Five of Swords, to move out of this troubled situation, right? So Spirit is blessing you with an opportunity that will take you out. If you're someone who is stuck in a city and you're not able to move out of it for multiple reasons, then this is almost like you're getting a visa to another, that you can just book your tickets and move, right? So hey, I mean, take it as it resonates. I'm not asking you to move. I am not telling you should move or don't move. This is just an example. Or if you're someone, let's say you've been really struggling to focus on something, then this is your ticket to freedom. Let's put it that way. Okay, so let's build on this Ace of Pentacles. I don't want to focus on anything on the past. This card is really screaming a lot of self-love and maybe a big giant hug from the universe. Very similar to whatever pile 2 is coming out of. Again, just take it as it resonates. If you feel like you want to listen to it, go and take a listen at pile 2. So we'll build on these Ace of Pentacles. We'll see what is this opportunity about, as in what could it mean for you? What's it about? What's the opportunity? What's the Ace of Pentacles? What is it bringing forward to you in your situation, right? How could it be relevant to you in your situation? How can you apply it? Yeah. And then how is it putting you in a better position than previously? This reading is very abstract, so I'm really going to hone into the energetic component, right? So we're not going to talk about, because I feel like what we're picking up here is the actual shift. You remember how we were speaking about, you're shifting out of something, you're shifting into something. Now, out of something into something, same, right? But there is a major shift, and that is alignment for you. That is the fates. There's very little that you can control, but in whatever you can control, I'm going to say that this Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity that the Spirit is going to drop for you, can be an instrumental in making this shift, in you claiming this shift. That's the message. So let's see. What is this Ace of Pentacles? How could this be relevant to your situation, or how can you apply it in your situation? What is it putting you in alignment towards? Like, where is it directing you? Very likely it's away from the past, right? So where is it directing you towards the near future? Maybe 2 weeks, 2 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. That's the timeline that we're looking at. How could you I want to be very kind to you in this message. What are some challenges that may appear as you make this shift, right? Because I feel they could be instrumental as well in making this choice, Maybe it has to do something with a choice. Maybe the Ace of Pentacles itself is a choice. Wow, interesting how it's uncovering here. Okay, just go with me, just go with the flow here. Okay, so what are some challenges that might throw themselves as you navigate this shift? And what is the advice that the Spirit wants to give you to keep your momentum, to not be really thrown off? I'm not going to say you can avoid it. I don't think you can avoid it. I have a feeling that those challenges are a part of what you can't control. You see what I mean? Because it's the fates, right? So you may have challenges that are meant to be there. You may not be able to avoid, but you can always navigate it. Now you may be somebody who has probably given up in the idea of navigating through obstacles. Maybe life has thrown too much on your way that you've kind of given up on the idea of, I can navigate through obstacles. I feel your confidence may have taken a toll here. So this particular piece of this message will reinstate that confidence, right? We'll make sure it does. As you read, we are reinstating the confidence for you to be able to keep your momentum with wherever this shift is aligning you toward, like it's going towards the flow, right? Lastly, when you follow this advice, what could be a probable outcome? All right. Okay, now this one I'm really going to shuffle in a different way. I have a feeling I don't want too many reversals, but at the same time I don't want to control it, if you know what I mean. I feel like I should just take all cards and put them to upright, but maybe I don't want to do that. I'm just going to keep it as it is, but I'll shuffle it in a really different way. Okay, so that way whatever you can or cannot control will remain as it is. We're not really disturbing the energies. This is also something that you want to do. If you're a perfectionist, if you like to do things certain way, then this might be very difficult for you, right? I really had to stop myself from doing what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was get the cards really all upright, so the message will make a lot more sense. But that's what I also felt I shouldn't be doing, because that's a lot of control. You see what I mean? So you want to exercise your control in minimal ways. Maybe that's also something that the universe is teaching you. This is also very close to what came out in pile 2, because that's partly what the message was for. What someone didn't know about you is, how you could really get into controlling stuff that don't even need to be controlled, that are not meant to be controlled by you. You see what I mean? Okay, the fates. All right, so Ace of Pentacles, that's what the universe is dropping for you on your lap. So also, I don't think it's something that you want to work too much on. I feel it's already the ace, right? Okay, I mean, let's see, whatever the message is, not controlling again. Okay. Maybe you also have to work on your assumptions. If you're someone who assumes stuff, that is also in a way trying to control the narrative, right? If you know what I mean. So maybe it's a bit of a difficulty in really letting go of what you can't control. Okay, so that's still the lesson. That's probably what you're integrating here before you move forward. Okay, what is this Ace of Pentacles? Page of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Wands. Something is being revealed. And what's being revealed is either your immaturity or someone else's immaturity. But how is this even the Ace of Pentacles? Okay, we'll see. Maybe that's the partially why we are doing this spread, right? Page of Cups in the reverse could also be someone who needs a lot of attention, who doesn't really express themselves very clearly. They're just an attention-seeking, big codependent baby. That's the Page of Cups in the reverse. Let's call it the way it is. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore here, but do take whatever resonates. I also am feeling like I'm drawn to this veil over here, so it feels like there's a lot of protection around you now. Whatever is being revealed, right? There's a lot of protection around you, and I feel like maybe you really need it. So as we read, let me also pray for more and more protection for you, guidance, and keep aligning towards the fates. Yeah, so let's also manifest that for you here. Okay, so this is your Ace of Pentacles. Your Ace of Pentacles is very energetic at the moment. This whole region is This whole reading is very energetic. So just take it. Be patient with me as we unpack it. Yeah. So it's also going to. All right. Okay, let's be patient. It's just throwing me off for how this Ace of Wands could be an Ace of Pentacles. It's like, come on, that can no way be an Ace of Pentacles. My mind is like really trying to, that could also be something that you're trying to do. Are you trying to question the narrative? Are you trying to fit your story into a narrative? There is no narrative here. That's the whole point. The narrative is yet to be. There's no narrative here. What's the only narrative that can fit right now? The only narrative that is something that is um, visible to you, or maybe relevant, is that there's a shift, right? When there is a shift, there's nothing really concrete, so you cannot really see the pentacle yet. Okay, it's probably the okay, how could this be relevant to you? That's the next question that we wanted. How this pentacle could be relevant to you? I'm not going to lie, I feel like you should watch pile 2. At this point of time, I'm pretty sure that this is for someone who is coming out of a difficult soulmate relationship. 70%, 80%, 90% of you, 9 out of 10 of you all who's watching this is coming out of a difficult relationship. This is relevant to someone's controlling behavior. That's how this Ace of Pentacles. Now, okay, let's leave it there. Yeah, I was just feeling like maybe pile 2 had more messages in it, but probably it's what was meant to be heard. You don't want to go back and control the narrative again. One more time, let's not go ahead and fit messages or fix messages. That's another message for you here. So how is this Ace of Pentacles relevant to you? King of Wands in the reverse. So what you have been shown is your leadership capabilities that have been so unnecessarily being used in this whatever past situation was. That was typically the same one that we had to speak of, because the King of Wands in the reverse is someone who just puts too much energy into controlling stuff that he doesn't even need to control, right? It's not meant to be controlled by him. And that's what is the revelation for you. Okay, so this is the Ace of Pentacles. How could this be relevant to you? What was the next question that we had? What is this shifting you towards, right? The World in the reverse just flipped but didn't fall down. Sometimes that card scares me for what if it's the repetition of a cycle, right? You never know. Let's see, what is this Ace of Pentacles shifting you towards? What is the Ace of Pentacles shifting you towards? Nine of Wands. Maybe it's reinstating your perseverance. You see how we spoke about your confidence may have taken a hit? I feel like that's what is coming back on track. Because the Nine of Wands is really the ability to perceive. But you don't want to go to the Ten of Wands, because it's very tiring, it's very exhausting and draining, Ten of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is someone who's just one foot at a time but keeps persevering. There's a very strong will attached to the Nine of Wands here. So that's what it's shifting you toward. Okay, so it is reinstating your confidence. And then what could the challenges present on the way? As in, while this shift happens, as this shift really takes place, what are the challenges that may come across your way? What are some challenges that may come across your way? I'm also feeling pretty distracted. So I have a feeling that this distraction is good. Okay, challenges. Temperance in the reverse. That is really feeling very out of alignment, like out of balance, like maybe the distraction could make you feel like I don't even know what I'm doing, right? So it's a little bit of throwing away, or sometimes it even means that, yeah, I mean, very out of balance, unbalanced, imbalance is how this feels. That could be the challenge as you make the shift. Maybe to stay in balance could be the challenge. Maybe you feel very, either it could make you feel very exposed, as in, what do you say, maybe it makes you feel very seen, which is very new, or it could be on the other side, like really very, yeah, there's an element of naivete here. I don't mean you are naive. There's no way you are naive. This is not a message for someone who is naive. Maybe you could appear that way, right? But the temperance in the reverse is someone who is just not feeling very, yeah, I think it's the imbalance in the movement. It's the chaos in the movement, right? Because temperance is very balanced, is very aligned, whatever it is. So this whole reading is about this one. That's what I feel. You are meant to feel this shift. You're not meant to feel very safe, secure, comfortable, aligned, balanced, and all set in your ways, right? You're really meant to feel the shift. Now that feeling could be the challenge. There it is. Okay. You could also possibly have a lot of Sag in your chart, or maybe you're dealing with a Sag who kind of threw you off away, but they threw you exactly where you need to be, like onto your path, right? Okay, so what's the advice that that Spirit wants to show you for navigating this change, as in through the obstacles, this imbalance, this thrown away, like throwing off feeling, right? What's the advice for that? The World in the reverse. Don't be in a rush to close the cycle. That's what I heard. You cannot, things that are not in your control. See what I mean? Your advice is to not want to close anything yet, because that is not for you to decide. It's not in your control. The World is really about closing a cycle. You have Two of Pentacles in the reverse, right? So even though this is something that you may not be able to juggle, you may not be able to work with, there's very little ability to actually co-work. Could really be with a person, that's how it feels like. Or whether it is a past self of yours, you'll not be able to go in and out because you're already out of the past. But you cannot control when this gets closed, or you cannot control, rather. That also brings me to the other part of this message. The world is generally closing and opening of new cycles, right? So it's not in your control for when the new cycle begins. That's your absolute way to navigate. So, but I don't really feel that this will still be enough advice for you. Any amount of advice to navigate this shift, I'm going to tell you, it will feel out of yourself. That's what I feel. It's not going to feel very settled and comfortable, but you also are not it's not meant for you to be able to control when that feeling goes away or when that cycle. Okay, amazing. So you're moving towards Four of Wands, right? So this has a lot to do with your stability, your own stability, right? So maybe during this shift, what you're working is really assessing where your commitment lies, what makes you feel very home. Also could do with a lot of with home, with marriage, with commitment. So this new cycle, before it begins, right, this is what is the energetic component that's aligning, that's realigning itself. It's the Four of Wands. Also has something to do with loyalty, possibly. Yep, you see Page of Swords underneath. So you're relearning it, you're realigning it. As you realign, it's actually you relearning it, unlearning whatever was and relearning whatever could be. We see the major arcana here, temperance and the world. That itself tells you that your challenges are out of your control, and the way you can navigate is to really surrender to it. There's not much you're able to do at this point of time, which is still fine. Hey, things pass, right? This too shall pass. Nothing is permanent. You're not going to be in this shift forever in life. It might feel like sitting in a rocket capsule midway from the sky or towards the sky, right? What if things always feel up in the air? That's a very valid doubt for someone who may have been used to exercising quite a bit of control in their life. But your advice is to just enjoy it. Just chill, sit back, yeah, because you're taken care, you're being protected by the fates. You're all right. There's so much love. You're all right. What's the advice? If you learn to surrender, as you surrender to this change, to this shift, what is the outcome when you follow the advice? Please don't think you have a choice. I'm just going to say it as it is. It really doesn't feel like you have any choice here, right? There's really no choice. What's the outcome if you surrender? I'm going to say this is worth it. This, my dear, is worth it. You saw the Four of Wands popping out, meaning it could just feel like it's only one component of you, home and stability, that's realigning. But I'm going to say this is worth it. That's just beautiful. This is your personal transformation. It's the story of your transformation. It's the story of a new you. I feel very emotional. It's the new you. That's not easy, my dear. I also want to say that's not easy, right? When spirit decides to give you a new you that feels like this, that's just so. And really what I want to say is this new you is not someone who needs to have a rough exterior, or she's not going to have a superficial confidence. Let me say that. I have an immense respect for the Strength card. It could be a Leo, you could have been dealing with a Leo. South Node in the Leo, very relevant. Is someone who appears very confident. They appear very set in their ways. They're very assertive, so on and so forth, right? But at heart, they really melt. Leos have a super soft side to them that doesn't come out with everybody, because they have a very tough way of dealing with people unless they feel okay to be vulnerable, right? It's very rare that they feel safe to be vulnerable, and in fact they don't choose relationships or situations where they may need to be vulnerable. That's another aspect of Leo. I mean, all respect and so much love for Leos. I have so many friends and relatives in Leos. Your leadership skills are off the chart, and that primarily, my friends, is because you simply know to be the tough one and you prefer to be the tough one. You don't want to appear weak, right? But this new you, my dear, Spirit says there's no way you want to be tough. It's taking you off of your toughness in the exterior as well. Page of Swords. That's what you're learning. So you're learning to be vulnerable. Your vulnerability may feel exposed. You may feel targeted. People may have been targeting you in the past, but this new you is really telling you that you don't need to wear those scars anymore. Even though those scars could be there, it's taking you away from all those experiences towards whatever might feel very easy, smooth. A lot of happiness, fun, joy, the good stuff of Leos, but it's not anything to do with the masculine self. It's going to take you a lot away from your masculinity. You don't need to be tough in the world, in a masculine driven world. your strength, your feminineness is enough toughness. So they are really making you the strong you and still feminine. You might have some messages in pile 1 as well. Please feel free to take a look, because this part of this message had a lot of resonance in pile 1. Yeah. You could also have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. You could be dealing with one. I have a feeling you could be a Scorpio, not necessarily sun or moon, but just take it as it resonates. But I really wish for you to go through this with utmost grace, happiness, health, and joy, because whatever is coming is going to feel a lot more prosperous in a divine sense, if that makes sense. Okay, I hope this message served. It kind of just mellowed me, right? But hey, all the best for you in all your endeavors. May this too shall pass. So just take it easy, chill, have a good self time, just love yourself, make some friends, make some good friends. I'm sure you will find a lot more support in the community, so don't hesitate to reach out if you feel a need to communicate. Just spend some time with others, soak yourself in the love around you. Yeah, okay, lots of love. I'll see you next time. Be gentle with yourselves. Until then, take care, my loves. Bye bye. Namaste.